Hi everyone, my name is Bob Murphy from Panasas, and you know Panasas. We're a premier provider of HPC storage systems with our PanFS parallel file system that, with our new COTS-based ActiveStor Ultra appliance, now provides greater performance and price performance compared to Lustre, BGFS, and GPFS without their complexity. What really sets us apart is that we are uniquely easy to deploy, easy to manage, and have exceptional uptime, reliability, and fantastic support compared to our competition. Our large customer base consists of over 500 organizations, including the leaders in aerospace, automotive, life sciences, government, and research around the world. At the heart of Panasas is PanFS, a parallel file system that provides super fast, scalable, and predictable performance to a Linux HPC compute cluster. We separate metadata and data and scale out processing of both across multiple metadata and data servers. Panasas provides linear scalability of performance as you scale out capacity or metadata operations, with no performance fall off or unpredictable behavior. And with our pioneering eraser coding, our reliability actually improves as we scale. One of the more unique features of PanFS compared to Lustre, BGFS, and GPFS is our excellent mixed workload performance. Unlike those other systems, PanFS requires no tuning or retuning for different workloads. And probably the most often cited trait our customers are impressed with is the Panasas consistent user experience. Here are some common Panasas customer experiences. Remains resilient even at scale. Terrific performance with negligible maintenance and administration time. The solution handles everything we could throw at it, and once Panasas is up and running, you just forget about it. No other parallel file system can show this kind of customer delight with their products. And while Panasas has a long tradition of terrific uptime, easy management, and great support, it hasn't been recently known for great performance or price performance. Well, that's all changed with our new COTS hardware appliance ActiveStor Ultra. It features leadership performance and price performance using industry standard hardware economics that allows for rapid technology adoption and is still a rigorously tested appliance with all the reliability and easy management characteristics Panasas has always been known for. This shows the impact of deploying Panasas PanFS on industry standard commercial off-the-shelf hardware. On the left, you can see that compared to other parallel file systems, we can move data almost twice as fast. That means that for any given capacity, 1 petabyte, 10 petabytes, or even 100 petabytes, a Panasas system is twice as fast as BGFS, Lustre, or GPFS at the same capacity. And over on the right is an example limited time special offer price that shows how competitive Panasas pricing is now. So just what makes ActiveStor Ultra so fast compared to other parallel file systems? It's our unique adaptive small component acceleration architecture. ASCA. This is where small files are stored on low latency flash SSD and are kept there for all time, no matter where they are in the life cycle. Large files are stored on low cost, high capacity, high bandwidth hard drives, and metadata is stored on ultra low latency NVMe protocol SSDs. We even have an NVDIMM intent log that stages both data and metadata operations. There's nothing faster than NVRAM. In fact, it's over 2,500 times lower latency than NVMe. That means for every single write to an NVMe media compared to our competition, we can write over 2,500 times more IOs in the same time frame. That's just amazing. And we also have huge caches that can really help application performance. ASCA provides a single all-hot tier for instantaneous access to files no matter where they are in the data lifecycle, with no latency or waiting to remigrate data to a flash tier, as all other parallel file systems have to do. It's a big part of why Panasas does so well on mixed workloads and why we deliver such a predictable, scalable performance profile no matter what the workload or changing workload. ASCA is a really elegant solution to the vexing small file problem in HPC and AI, and we're the only ones that do it this way. Here's a quick look at the hardware. On the top left is one of our director chassis with up to 4-way mirrored metadata director nodes per chassis. We provide a minimum of 3 director nodes for triple mirroring, allowing a minimum of n+2, any 2 nodes can fail, high availability. We can put multiple director chassis in a system to scale metadata performance. And on the right is the 4U Ultra Storage node chassis that houses 4 Ultra Storage servers each with 6 hard drives where we store those big files, and in the back is where our SSDs are located for small file and metadata storage. All power to all components is fully redundant, and ActiveStor Ultra supports Ethernet and InfiniBand. This chart shows how linear and predictable Panasas performance is. As you add more ActiveStor Ultra nodes, you get very linear and predictable performance with no surprises. Note also that Panasas has equivalent read and write performance, something that many parallel file systems can't say. Others have write performance that's only half of read performance or less. And scale-out NAS systems actually get slower the bigger they get. Scale-out NAS is the other HPC storage architecture in wide use. It's very popular because of its convenient use of standard NFS and comparative simplicity and greater reliability and superior support compared to the notoriously complex and brittle Lustre, BGFS, and GPFS parallel file systems. However, as shown in this diagram, that actually comes from a Dell EMC Life Sciences reference architecture, Isilon performance is shown to fall off precipitously under the load of this Life Sciences processing test, compared to a parallel file system with more scalable response shown of Dell's Lustre parallel file system in this case. This is a common behavior of all scale-out NAS systems as their back-end communication network handles more and more traffic compared to the incoming traffic, becoming overwhelmed under load. The beauty of Panasas is that we provide all the simplicity, reliability, and great support of Isilon with the greater and more scalable performance of a parallel file system. Here's a list of the major features and data services PanFS provides. Some of the ones that are most popular include snapshots and async replication, both a browser-based GUI and robust command line interface, SMB and NFS protocol support, data scrubbing, which is very unusual for a parallel file system, and of course, eraser coding and automatic data balancing. And even though we are now using industry standard hardware, we still have the Panasas Turnkey appliance experience with ActiveStor Ultra. It's a lockdown configuration certified by Panasas, hardware, firmware, and software, shipped from our factory and installed in less than a day. We build, ship, and support everything as an appliance, and even our quotes are one-page super simple, compared to over 40-page quotes I've seen from our competition. And if their quotes are so complex, just imagine how bad their products are. Speaking of our competition, Hyperion Research recently surveyed HPC sites around the world and found that their complexity resulted in frequent storage system failures and lost productivity, which has become the norm in HPC. They found that almost half of the surveyed sites experienced storage system failures once a month or more frequently, and downtimes range from less than 1 day to more than a week. They found a single day of downtime costs from under $100,000 to over $1 million. You can go to our website for the report and to view a webinar with Hyperion discussing the results. Compare that to the alternative, Panasas mission-critical HPC storage that provides all the performance and price performance HPC organizations are after without the risk of complexity and downtime. Here's an example of one of our customers, a large consumer products company that has experienced no unplanned downtime in over 8 years of operation. Note their comments on how a reliable file system is cost-effective across the organization, and that TCO goes well beyond the cost of hardware, support, and administration costs. This slide shows just how staggering those costs can be, taking the survey averages of staff costs, tuning costs, and downtime costs compared to Panasas. The survey average staff costs are shown here and compared to Panasas, which requires only part of an FTE's time to administer. Further down, I was surprised to see how often HPC organizations tune and retune their systems for changing workloads and how much that costs in lost productivity over a 5-year life cycle. Panasas requires no retuning. It has a wide response curve to varying mixed workloads, and you can see the savings that can pile up there. But the headline number for TCO are the huge downtime costs over 5 years in lost productivity. Like the customer said in the previous slide, you can see how really cost-effective a reliable file system like Panasas can be. To calculate your organization's costs, go to our online TCO Calculator, shown at that link above. The survey averages are entered as defaults, but you can plug your own numbers in to see what your costs are and how much Panasas can save you. It's a lot of fun. Being a high-performance parallel file system, Panasas has been deployed primarily as high-speed scratch storage, supporting shared access to an HPC Linux cluster, as we discussed previously. However, Panasas' extreme reliability and ease of management, unique among parallel file systems, has led many customers to expand its use beyond Scratch to home directories and even archive storage. This customer slide illustrates such a case. It's from a Panasas integrator and service provider, which runs the HPC installation for one of the world's largest consumer products companies, where Panasas is deployed as Scratch storage for finite element analysis, computational structural mechanics, computational chemistry, and statistical analysis. After experiencing Panasas' enterprise-class stability, this customer had no unplanned downtime in 8 years of Panasas operation, and features like snapshots, quotas, and asynchronous replication with enterprise levels of support and ease of management. The customer expanded Panasas' footprint to include home directories, general purpose, and application storage. Many other Panasas customers have also done this after experiencing Panasas' enterprise-grade reliability and manageability, comparable to their enterprise-class systems. And some customers even use their Panasas to store long-term archive data, taking advantage of Panasas' unique background data scrubbing feature that continuously checks for errors and corrects them. And Panasas has great support too, something that's been spotty at best for DDN, BGFS, and even IBM with GPFS, according to their customers we talked to. In summary, HPC organizations no longer need to trade off performance for simplicity and uptime. Panasas delivers the performance and price performance of the popular parallel file systems out there, but with the reliability, easy management, and great support of enterprise scale-out NAS systems like Isilon. You don't have to choose between one or another anymore. With Panasas, you get great performance at a competitive acquisition cost that's also super reliable, easy to manage, and with great support. Thanks for letting Panasas participate in the ISC Exhibitor Forum, and don't forget to go to panasas.com for more information on all the exciting technologies and capabilities we discussed today.